What's up, Band and fam? This is Bailey, and I am here today with Jasmine and Zade. Hi,
Hello.
Jasmine.
Hi. I'm so excited.
So, you want to start off by giving a little introduction to yourself? No, to yourself.
Yeah, of course. So I'm Jasmine. I'm currently 21. I am a music business student, actually, currently studying to be an artist manager in the music industry. I'm a huge fangirl too, and that's something that's like really important to me in my work. I'm also a YouTuber. I make YouTube videos about the music industry and pop culture and fandom. So that's a little bit about me and my life, and that's my pride and joy in what I love to do.
Yes. So, no, for my first question. I just want to know. I don't know. What was your earliest fangirl experience?
Mhm. My earliest fangirl experience is funny enough, the same experience that I'm still having to this day. Um, I joined the One Direction fandom when I was like 9 or 10, and that was the first fangirl experience I ever had. Like they weren't even popular in the America yet. Like they were just released What Makes You Beautiful, their lead single in the UK. And I became aware of them because they were printed in a magazine. And I was like, oh, who is this? And I ended up doing my research and falling down a rabbit hole of like their video diaries and stuff. And I ended up making a fan account on Instagram. And then I moved over to Twitter and I haven't looked back since. Like the rest is history. I've been in the fandom ever since. Very huge part of my life.
Then
Yeah.
tell that all the way.
Oh, yes. I love that shirt. Amazing.
And so, speaking of One Direction, now before you started doing music commentary on music industry commentary on YouTube, you also had a YouTube account that was centered around One Direction,
Hmm.
Hey Angels. So I wanted to ask you, like, what made you want to start that YouTube channel?
Hmm. I remember it so vividly. It was like January 2018, I think. And I remember just feeling like I wanted to have a place where I could talk about One Direction specifically and like make videos and content about like funny things that I saw on Twitter and like different eras that I loved and like exploring their music and just kind of taking the fandom aspect off of Twitter and putting it into video form, like long form. And this was before like TikTok stands like started popping off a lot. So I was just kind of like, I really want a place where we can all just like come together and enjoy this thing. So I made my very first video, which was like a reading thirst tweets kind of thing. Um, and I never expected like what it would turn into. It ended up being like bigger, way bigger than me, like in a way I couldn't even comprehend when it just started off as just like me wanting to have fun and talk about something that I love. Yeah.
Yeah. And and that's actually before I found out about your main channel. That's actually how I found out about you because well, not well, of course, One Direction stand too to this very day. So no, I came across you randomly on YouTube through one of your One Direction videos on Hey Angel channel, and I end up I end up binging your channel, and I'm just thinking, where the hell was this YouTube channel when I was in high school and super into One Direction?
Right. Yeah. I think that's why like I started in 2018, but it didn't really take off and become a big thing until 2020. And I think it was because of the pandemic. So many people were like revisiting their super obsessive with One Direction stage because we didn't have anything else to do. We were just like in the house.
Yeah.
So like, people reverted back to their like high school obsessions. That did really well for me.
It certainly did. It paid off.
Yeah.
And with your main channel, you've on there you've touched on a lot of different aspects of the industry, like like psycho. I'm run out one video I'm really thinking of right now is the I'm so sorry, and then is the video you did about Little Mix and her former member
Oh,
Jesse blackfishing, and I just want to want to ask you when it comes to these videos and everything else. So what no what always is the thing that makes you want to make a video on that? And how do you research on those videos?
Hmm. Um, I pick video topics pretty much based off of like popularity. Like if there's something that a lot of people seem to be talking about and I kind of want to put my input on it, then I make a video about it, which is kind of why I touched on Little Mix and Jesse like blackfishing. Because everyone was talking about it and I was like, this is something that's really important to me and it's something that's prevalent in the music industry. So I was like, I'm going to talk about this. And the research process, I do a lot of like I usually go to my local library with my headphones on and I just dig into a lot of what I dig into is what the public is saying. It's not necessarily all super like fact-based research. I really
Right.
love reading what just regular normal people in the public think about different things. That's like one of my favorite ways to research. I get a lot of that off of like fandom communities and online forum communities, and Twitter even. Like you'd be surprised how much research I get off of just people's tweets, like just
I
searching.
mean, and then I mean, when it comes to fan base stuff and also an artist, I feel like Twitter is it's a good way not to get your
That's where
resources.
everyone is talking
Yeah.
on Twitter. So a lot of that. But then sometimes I do, yeah, like read interviews with different artists and like um official platforms and stuff to get quotes and stuff. But a lot of the research I do is just from regular people. Yeah.
Yeah. So so one thing, and of course I want to add in about, of course, our about our friendship is that we met, no, ironically, since this is for band, and we met through you emailing me about wanting to participate in my fangirl to music industry pipeline project, which ironically I just realized a while ago. Today marks 1 year since that was published.
No way.
Yes,
That is so
I
cool.
know. And then
What?
and so because of us and I'm in a meeting through that project, you DM me on Instagram a month later with a proposal for a but a certain something called Fangirl Frontline.
Mhm.
And so no. I remember you saying in your YouTube video, no, promoting that I was the first person that you brought on. So before you DM me with with what you were thinking of, I wanted to ask you like, what made you start thinking of Fangirl Frontline?
Um, it was I was having a conversation with my younger cousin actually, because she had gotten this like thing for Christmas where you could make t-shirts or something. And I was like, oh, that she's also like a big fangirl. So I was like, oh, that'd be cool if you could start like your own little business making fangirl merch. And then that kind of got me thinking. I was like, why isn't there a platform where you can like buy merch from multiple artists and not just like the one person you love? Because I was just thinking about fangirls like me who have a bunch of different faves. And then I was like, not even just the merch, but wouldn't it be cool if there was just a platform for fangirls in general? And at first I was thinking like, oh, it could be an app. But I didn't want it to be too much like Stan Twitter. I wanted it to be more of a place where you could connect with people and like read updates and buy merch. And so from there, my mind just spiraled into this. I was like, it could be a website. We could have a forum. We could have blog posts, like just like a commune on the internet for fangirls who stan multiple people. And then I was like, oh, Bailey would be perfect for this because I just remembered you from our interview that we did for Bandit and knowing that you're a fangirl who has a lot of different faves and you kind of understand the culture of it and you had a platform. I was like, she would be perfect. So I reached out. Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely honored that you did, and that I got to be a part of like the planning process, and also being part of it. It's definitely a huge honor to me.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. And getting into like enough like fangirls and everything else. I wanted to ask where do you see fangirls in the music industry?
Mm-hmm. That is literally like everything that I stand for, like
Yeah.
such a huge part of like my brand as a person is just like begging for fangirls to enter the music industry because
Yes.
nobody understands it like fangirls. I feel
Yeah,
like they
exactly.
every place in the world to be in the music industry as artist managers and marketing people especially, and
Yes,
like,
and it's so
yeah,
important.
exactly, and PR, and even like tour managing and merchandise. Like there's just so many different things that fangirls are perfect for in the industry, because the fan artist relationship is so important and nobody understands it like a fangirl. So I'm
Oh,
just like such a huge believer in taking them seriously and not just seeing them as like these crazy screaming girls, you know what I mean? That stereotype.
yes, yes.
Harmful, because they're just so much more than that. I actually made a whole YouTube video called Fangirls Are the Backbone of the Music Industry, where I was just like going in about how important they are, because I really believe they are the backbone.
And then
So,
you're so right. They are. I mean, of course, like when I look back on the Fangirl the Music Industry Pipeline project I did, I don't
mhm,
know. That's when I mean, I always kind of realized it, but during that process, I was thinking that being such a music fangirl really helps you with any form of career, whether it's like marketing or anything or PR, anything like that. And kind of because it amazed me to see like how many fangirls are now not music industry professionals.
right.
Yeah.
Where they belong, exactly. And I
Yes.
love that that's something that's being so talked about. Like, I feel like recently, all over TikTok and YouTube and stuff, there's more of a conversation happening about fangirls entering the industry and that whole pipeline. And I love it so much.
I do too. And again, some representation over here, and I love it. I love every second of it.
Right, exactly.
And so my next question is One Direction based, and it's important to me. I wanted to ask you, did you ever get to see One Direction concert? And if so, no, no, then did you do it once, or if more, how many times?
I only saw One Direction in concert 2 times. I saw them on 2 different tours. I went to Chicago, which is like 2 hours out of my hometown, for their Where We Are tour in 2014. And then they finally came to my hometown in Indy, and I got to see them on their last tour on the road again in 2015. So those are the 2 times that I saw them. When they came for the On the Road Again show, that was after Zayn left. So I saw them as a 4 piece, which is so crazy. Um, but I feel like I was just so young. Like, if they would have been a thing now, like when I'm in my 20s, I would be traveling everywhere to see them.
Oh, oh, me
But back
too.
then I had like school and I couldn't drive. So it was just like I got whatever I could.
Yeah, same here. I only ever got to see them once, and that was on the Where We Are tour.
Hmm.
But definitely one of the best experiences I ever had.
Oh,
Honestly,
yeah, for sure. I still think about those shows like all the time.
so do I. And have you seen them like on their solo tours and
Oh, yeah. I've seen them a few times. I've seen Niall once because he came here on his solo tour.
I'm
I
actually kind
even
of
saw
surprised that you
Liam.
only seen Niall once.
I know.
Knowing you.
But his second tour got canceled because of COVID. So,
Yeah.
but I had tickets to that show. It was my birthday show. I've seen Harry a million times. I see Harry a lot, like whenever I can. If he's anywhere near me, if he does 2 shows, I go to both. Like, I've seen Harry a lot. And I've seen Louis twice, only twice, because I went to his world tour show, and I also saw him in California when he was doing like a little radio event. And I've even seen Liam solo on accident, kind of like I went, he was doing one of those like multiple lineup shows and he was in it.
Yeah.
But I've never seen Zayn because he hasn't toured, but I would love to see him solo.
So do I. I've only ever seen like solo. I've only ever seen Harry once, and I'm hoping to do not to do more eventually. So
Mhm.
so every time I see you post about a Harry show, I always feel like I'm living vicariously through you.
Exactly. Yup. He's been on tour for a really long time. Like, he
Oh my
is.
gosh, I know. I feel like I feel like nowadays you just never know when he's just gonna not drop these like unexpected tour days. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
giving us all heads up on when we
exactly.
I want to drain our bank account.
Right. Like, it's crazy.
And I have another question related to Fangirl Frontline with
Uh-huh.
so I do not just want to. So I want to ask where do you see fangirl frontline going from now?
Mm-hmm. Um, so like when we created it, it was like doing pretty well. Like there was lots of people joining the forum and like joining the Facebook group and stuff like that. And then I had to take a break from it, which is currently on a break from it right now because there were some issues like with the team. And there was also some issues with like the direction it was going in. Like I feel like there wasn't a lot of or not enough pre-planning on my part. Um, but I don't plan on giving up on it.
Yeah,
Like it's
I
still,
definitely don't either.
yeah, like it's still my little baby. It's still my passion project. I still feel very strongly about it. I feel like when I have a little bit more money and funding, um, then it's going to be able to be a lot better. And I want to expand to add like more artists, and I want to do like more interactive kind of like projects where people can interact and win things and give away things and all kinds of stuff like that. I want to make more Spotify playlists. And I want to make more merch. Like I think it would be really cute if it ended up being one of those merch shops that everyone knows of and like this is the place to get your fangirl merch. So I need to do a little bit more planning and rebranding, and then I definitely plan on taking it even further. Yeah.
No, well, no, wherever wherever it goes, not goes from now. I'm definitely happy to just be a part of this ride, and also helping it go, wherever it may go.
Yay, that means a lot to me. Thank you for being here.
Of course. No. Okay, I have one more question, and that is what no, where in the music industry, like what kind of job in the music industry do you think you can see yourself being a part of?
For me, it could go two ways. Like where like in school when I'm studying, my like focus and my degree is in artist management. Like I really see myself being either a manager or on a management team, like with a company, just like developing careers and like planning albums and stuff like that. But if that's not the route I end up taking, then I feel like I can also really see myself in a marketing position because I love doing like just like promo campaigns and demographics and like who you're marketing to. I self-manage an independent girl group right now, and one of my favorite things to do with them is working on their marketing. So I feel like I can also see myself in a position like that, but those are the only two I really see for myself. I can't see myself getting into like tour stuff and all that technical kind of stuff. I really like the planning and creative side of the business. So yeah.
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 Well, that was all the questions I had for you today. Thank you for joining in and telling everyone about what you do and a little more about yourself.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I
Of
love,
course.
love, love your platform.